Alrighty, welcome back, Mike, for the bonus round questions. These are fun.
Like I'm on a game show.
You on a game show?
Is it
Summer.
rapid speed? Do I need to like write stuff
Well,
down and like
well,
hold things up or
some should. Yeah, exactly. Can I just say I love the black and white kind of visual that I have of
look,
you there. Yeah, I think that, dude, that's
it
awesome.
had yeah, the it happened by accident just because I don't have a webcam, so I'm using my camera as my
Yes.
webcam, and then I wrap it into my computer, and it's always set on black and white because the only photos that I take are all black and white, and so it just the camera is automatically always on black and white. So I just kept it. I'm like, well, I
Please
won't change
do.
it.
I,
Yeah.
man, I love it. That's awesome. First question I have. Some of these will be quick. Some might make you think, but I guess the trick with this round is just whatever first comes to your mind. That would be great. Now, you can't really go out to eat at restaurants as much as you'd like, but in
This
Portland,
is
the
true.
land of restaurants and amazing food, what is your go-to restaurant and order at a restaurant in your home
Okay,
city?
it's in the past when it was all open.
Hmm.
Mediterranean Exploration Company. It's a incredible Mediterranean restaurant, and my wife and I would go there, and we would what we'd love to get is a dessert, and it was like a rose water flavored like cake, and it was just so incredible. And I'm not even a sweets guy, so it's funny that's the first thing that's
Really?
coming to my mind, but I don't really like sweets, but that would be like the thing that when we're like at home and we've had a hard day and we're just dreaming like what we think Mediterranean Exploration Company, but they do everything else. I mean, hummus and octopus and just incredible Mediterranean food.
Yeah. Well, coming from a guy who owned and ran restaurants, I think that we'll have to check that place out if and ever I'm able to
We'll
come
take
back to
you when you come.
Portland. Yeah.
Yep, done.
What is something you're curious about right now?
Hmm. I am honestly very curious about race stuff right now. I'm
Hmm.
I'm learning in the same way that I went through quite a big transformation with the Me Too stuff and seeing my own part in this
Hmm.
system that I think I thought I was doing a good job in, but really realizing there's a lot of movement there that I need to make. Having a similar experience when it comes to race. And this is, I think it would be easy for me as a white male, but that was in the justice space and would work in other countries and with other
Hmm.
cultures. It'd be very easy for me to go, it's not my issue. I love people from different cultures and different races and different
Hmm.
backgrounds. Like, I don't have an issue, but realizing that it is much deeper than just this, it's systemic.
Hmm.
It's internal. There's privilege and white fragility and not wanting. There's a reason why I don't want to have that conversation. So I'm, going through. I'm very curious about diving into the depths of that, so that there can be some form of transformation for a better version of myself. So yeah, I mean that's what I'm probably curious and learning about right now.
Wow, well said, Mike. Thank you. Something I should have asked you that I didn't on this podcast.
Okay.
No, what
Oh,
is
that's
what
the
is
question. I'm like, I
what?
thought you were about to be
No,
like,
no.
I forgot something.
What
What
is
is something?
something
Oh
that
wow.
I should have asked you and I didn't?
Um, Gosh, I could probably talk hours about Melissa. I mean,
Hmm.
it just if you want to, it would have been anything to do with just
Yeah.
anything to do with her or our family or our marriage. She is just she's brilliant. She uh, again, I already said empathic and compassionate. She just asks the right questions. I mean, I could go on and on and on and just go, here's how she impacts me. Here's how she
Yes.
impacts others. So, anyways, I could do that.
Well, I'm glad we get to bring her up again. She is truly remarkable, and I I have to say, you did write that down when I sent you the kind of guest release form and to get some chats, like, my number one accomplishment in life is marrying Melissa. And I don't know how you did it, man. You did well.
In 3 months is how I did it.
You just didn't give her
We
enough time.
knew each other for 3 months, and it was like, all right, here we go, popping the question. And then we were only engaged for 3 months. So she only had like 6 months to like,
figure out whether this was good or not.
I feel like I can fake anything for 6 months. So.
I'm sure
a 3 on the Enneagram.
I'm sure. There we go. We could have talked about what you are on the Enneagram, but everyone seems to talk about that on podcasts these days. But yeah, awesome, man. Well, I'm sure she would say the same thing about you, though, Mike. She's lucky she got you too, man. What's something you failed at recently?
I'm sure it's something with Melissa. Let's see here. Yeah, I think I still struggle with my own frailness in the sense that I get defensive still. If I'm even in a safe environment and with a safe person who's committed their life to me and we've been together for all this time and I know better, for whatever reason, I still feel the need to defend myself as opposed to just go, no, I was wrong and I screwed up, and I know it in the moment, and yet it's still like that protection, and that comes from deeply from being a place of aloneness as a kid. Not having a dad, having a sick mom, fending for myself, needing to feel like I need anything that I'm going to accomplish in my life is going to be through me, and that's it. And that's still deep in there. And so if I feel like something about me is being criticized, that defense mechanism just comes up, and I need to rework those neural pathways, those kind of highway ruts that when someone, does that, it doesn't mean like fight or flight. It actually means like move towards that and engage with that. This is a safe place to do that. And so, yeah, I'm sure I've done that. I know I've done that a number of times through this COVID.
Oh man, I feel like add to that, we could probably talk about Onsite as well and the powerful experience that can be. It's this journey of giving yourself permission to go back and understand why and how and to be kind to yourself and learn. Thanks for being so open with that, Mike. Appreciate that. What country would you live in other than the US if you had a chance?
Well, the correct answer is Australia, because that's where you and Sarah
you
are.
better
but
be.
If it wasn't, well, Melissa and I often say Italy. We love, we love wine, and we love wine country. It's where we want to live, even in Portland, But yeah, I think there's something about Italy that we just keep going back. We've had the privilege of each of us traveling to over 40 countries, and we still, when we get together, we're like, where should we go on vacation? It's like all these new places that we want to go, and Italy. And so we keep, and there's been multiple times that we could have gone somewhere new and we just go back to Italy. So I'd probably have to say Italy.
Okay. Australia, Italy. I like that.
Yeah. Yep.
What did you wish you'd known when you started out? Say, what would you say to like your for you it's probably your 14-year-old self, but you've graduated school and you're going out there. What would you say to yourself when you started out?
You don't have to do it alone. And probably something around always being a learner. Like you can learn from an 80-year-old and you can learn from an 8-year-old. It's just the posture in which you approach the conversation. I've learned from your kids and I've learned. And so, but I think it took me a while to get to that point. I think there was a season in my life where I felt like my lights just went off.
It's kind of a cool
I would tell
effect.
myself to, there we go.
We're definitely, I'm definitely
Here, I'm turning it back on. Sorry.
Getting more value for my money with taking up so much of
What
your
just
time.
happened
I
there?
appreciate it. Do you have like we can keep going like that if it's tricky to work out.
Oh, you know what it is? I put my phone on airplane. So they're hue lights.
Oh yeah.
And I put my phone
Aren't they cool?
on airplane mode. They're awesome, but then I put my phone on airplane mode so it's not interacting with
Wi-Fi.
There we go. Done. Okay.
At least you got Wi-Fi,
sorry
man.
about that. Commercial break. I do have Wi-Fi. Yeah, being a learner. So I would say just
Learn
I
from
think there was a
anyone.
time where I thought that I had to figure it out, or I had to show that I knew what I was talking about. And that created a gap in my life for probably like 8 years that my own ego stopped me from growing and learning. And I would say you don't have to do it alone, and just keep being a learner. And
Couple more.
And marry a girl named Melissa when she comes around.
Well, I think I have a hunch then what the answer to the next question is, but someone you look up to or are inspired by.
Yeah, I mean, she's at the top of the list. I think it's the usual suspects that we've talked about. I think people you even talked about. It's Bob, it's Miles, it's Melissa, Dawn, Lane, my mentor. I've been more blessed. I didn't grow up with the dad, but I've been given way more. And so while what I lacked in my kind of childhood upbringing, I feel like I've just been given more than anybody, deserves, and I know that I feel like I don't deserve it. And I'm just beyond grateful for the generous people in my life that teach me these things.
Yeah. Thanks, Mike. And last one. Why does justice matter to you?
I think justice matters because people matter. Like, people are the God, again, whatever faith, it's the greatest creation. God claimed it. This is very good. This is it. And we are made in the image of God. So people matter to God. They should matter to us. And when people matter to us, then justice, I think, happens, because you can't love people and act in an unjust way. And it gets cloudy in there, and there's obviously moments. But yeah, I think justice matters because people matter.
Thanks, mate. I appreciate everything you've shared, and I'm so glad to have you on my show, the first season. I really appreciate it, man. You're the best.
It's an honor.